Hi, this is Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and this is No BS Job Search Advice Radio. Now, I'm also doing this simultaneously as a Google Hangout and on Periscope for Twitter. So if you're on Periscope, hi! Feel free to send me questions to answer. I'd be happy to try doing it. But the focus of this show is going to be about finding how to get entree into a firm through the back door rather than the stupid way that most people do through the front door. Now, the show is brought to you by two sponsors. The first one is Audible, and if you go to audibletrial.com and sign up for a trial subscription, audibletrial.com/the big game hunter. You can get a complimentary subscription. Not a complimentary subscription. I'm all over the place. You can get a free audio book as part of a trial. So audibletrial.com/the big game hunter. And the other sponsor is consultingassignments.com, which is a site where you can find and fill consulting assignments, full-time consulting positions, temp to perm and contract to hire opportunities anywhere in the world, completely free. Posting a job or a resume is free. Searching jobs and resumes is also free, as is the ability to find one another. The only thing that the site charges for is if you're going to feature a job or a resume, it is a whopping $10 for 30 days. And you don't have to do that. You can just use the site and it's completely free. So consultingassignments.com. Thank you for the love on Periscope. Love the hearts floating by. So this is a show that we're going to be talking about how to get to the back door, how to get to people who are the actual decision makers instead of being the foolish individual who is applying through the applicant tracking system, applying through human resources, yada, yada, yada. So firms want you to do that because from their standpoint, they've got government reporting to contend with. And that doesn't help you. That's just their meat grinder. They put the sausage meat on the top and they want to hand wring it, and you come out the bottom pre-digested, pre-chewed. It's awful. And even the best applicant tracking system at the end of the day is going to be largely ineffective. So here's a couple of ways to find the hiring manager and see if they can provide you, see if you can get entree to that person instead of doing what the company wants you to do. And the first thing is, of course, you've got a network, you've got friends, reach out, see if they might know the person. Know anyone who works at that firm? Check Twitter, check Facebook, check LinkedIn. See if you have a first level connection and reach out to them and see if they might know anything about the job and if they'd be able to supply you with a name, email address, phone number, something along those lines. Next thing, LinkedIn, of course. You go to LinkedIn, and there's a couple of tools that you can use for searching LinkedIn beyond your first level connections. But these days, LinkedIn is a lot more open about this sort of stuff. So you can generally get to your first, second, and third level connections on LinkedIn and reach out to folks that way. You can also, on someone's page that you might be connected with on LinkedIn, look along the right, I'm going to do it the other way for video, look along the right-hand column, and what you'll discover is people who looked at this profile also looked at such and such. And the result winds up being you get even more contacts to reach out to. And I want to remind you that you don't have to do it through LinkedIn. Call them. How do you get their phone number? Real simple. Do what recruiters do. You pick up the phone, you call the firm, you try and connect. They've got a voice response system. Okay, work your way through the voice response system. That's not so tough. You type in the letters of the person's name, see if they'll give you an extension, they just connect you right through. And when you get through, just simply say, hi, my name is, I'm looking for a job at your firm. Would you happen to know so-and-so? And this is if you're not getting to that person you just found on LinkedIn, or if you're trying to get to the hiring manager, could you point me to the person who heads the function or heads up programming, accounting, engineering, what have you? And then you go to that individual and see if you could network your way through the admin, through that individual to the actual hiring manager. Now, if you get to that individual, CIO, CTO, CFO, whomever, whoever's got that C designation, what you do is really very simple. Hi, my name is. This is what I do. I understand your firm is trying to hire such and such. Who's the person I would reach out to? Not HR, but the actual hiring manager. Why don't you want to talk to HR? That's the way we do things around here. Well, all that's going to happen is I'm going to submit a resume to them, and they're going to be a filter, and then maybe submit it to them. And they're busy. They got lots of interviews. They miss resumes. So I can send it to both. I'm happy to do that. Note to send to both tactic. But I'd like to get the name of the hiring manager, and when I submit the resume, HR will see that I've copied them on it. So I'm not trying to circumvent them in any way. I just want to communicate with the hiring manager. Hiring manager is going to get your resume and respond, or not. Your resume may stink vis-a-vis their job. Lord knows, most resumes I see are in no way, shape, or form qualified, but this is the way you approach it if you actually are qualified. If you're just going to be sending out stupid resumes for sport because you think you want to work for this firm, but you have nothing that relates to what they're looking for, you're going to be wasting their time and your time. But this is assuming that you have qualifications that will matter to this firm, or they're trying to fill a position. So what you're trying to do is get to the C-level individual in that organization, have them direct you down. And when you make that call to that hiring manager, you just simply say, Jennifer so-and-so gave me your name and number, or her office gave me your name and number. Or in the case of a friend or family member, I was referred by so-and-so who told me you were involved with hiring for this position. And then you go into a quick commercial about your background and how it fits what the organization is looking for. Another way to circumvent the meat grinder, or the sausage maker, as some people refer to it, is see if you can find your way through the corporate website to different people. Now, in doing that, generally you're going to get executives there. But sometimes you can look for a PR person. Sometimes you can find someone in investor relations and through them get pointed to the right person. I know in work that I've done in the way of business development to develop client relationships with firms, one of the best tactics has always been you go to business, you go to investor relations or public relations with a firm. But again, you're making phone calls. Don't send email. They're not going to respond. Another way you can find out, and this again depends on your level of seniority, think in terms of your school's alumni association. Now, you can reach out through the alumni association, be told who went to your school, who's working at that firm, but they may not be motivated and certainly not get back to you promptly. Think in terms of the importance of promptness, because all the while people are applying for jobs and this person's schedule is going to get full. So you have to act quickly. And the easiest way, again, is on LinkedIn. There's a drop-down box. So go across, there's a ribbon along the top. I believe it's in either the profile area or find people, something along those lines. Just go through the ribbon along the top. It's in black with white print. And you'll find the drop down for your people who've gone to your school, who've worked at this organization, and then reach out to them. Again, phone calls, talk to people. I'm trying to do some networking. I'm trying to find who the hiring manager is for this role. Can you point me to this individual? again, if you're not getting through to the person, always get through to the alumni associate, not the alumni association, the admin for the individual, and see if they'll point you there. Now I'm going to pause on Periscope and simply say there's going to be more on YouTube later today. Come watch the rest on YouTube later on. So that's going to be the best way that you can do it. But in the meantime, for you Periscope peep, hope you enjoyed the show, and we're going to stop right now. There we go. Stop broadcast. Good. Thanks, Periscope. So you're trying to become friendly with the admin for this person and have them provide you with that name. And for most of you, this is going to require that you get outside your comfort zone, maybe get a little creative in trying to find this person and befriend them. When all is said and done, you may strike out. And one tool I forgot to mention to you is a tool called data.com. That's DATA.com. Sometimes your LinkedIn network isn't large enough and you need to go beyond it. There's another one that's a Google custom search tool for the US called LI-USA. I'm going to put it in the show notes on Blog Talk Radio. And on YouTube, go experiment with that as well. I think you'll find it helpful in expanding your LinkedIn network and giving you access to more people. So that's my show for this week. It's a little shorter than most, but I've got a busy workday ahead. So excuse me for making it a little shorter. Now, I also want to encourage you while you're listening, jot down a few points. The first one is if we're not connected on LinkedIn, and I've got a really big network that doesn't include many recruiters because I keep them out. But if we're not already connected on LinkedIn, send a connection request at linkedin.com/IN/the-big-game-hunter. I accept connection requests from people worldwide, except if you look like a spammer or scammer, except if you're a third-party recruiter. You can also follow my firm there, The Big Game Hunter Incorporated, and you'll get notices of whenever I do a new video for YouTube, as well as jobs that I'm trying to recruit for. Final thing I just wanted to say, my website, which is The Big Game Hunter Incorporated, has, I'm sorry, thebiggamehunter.us, has a ton of free content there that you can watch, listen to, or read. I'm moving it over to the blog, so some of the tabs you'll find have very little in them because the content is being shifted to the blog and it's taking time. So there's more than 1,000 videos about job search and hiring in my website. And for however long the tabs remain on top, the videos referenced there. There's also reference to my other show, which is Job Search Radio, which is on Web Talk Radio, of course, in iTunes, that you can listen to through my site. Now, when all is said and done, my goal in hosting a show like this is to help you find work more quickly. I can't do it unless I know about you. If you like, forward a copy of your resume to me at Jeff Altman at thebiggamehunter.us. I can't guarantee that I'll have a search that'll fit your background, but I know I can't help you if I don't know about you. Last point I want to make, if you have questions about job search, I'm happy to help you. Don't make the mistake of reaching out to the wrong people for advice, friends, family, a former manager, people who know a little more than you do about how to find work. Instead, there's a tab on my website. Do you have a question about job hunting or words to that effect? Reach out to me through there. I do charge for the service. It's well worthwhile. I'm Jeff Altman. Hope you enjoyed today's show. Hope you have a great day.